Leaders of APC and PDP pay joint visit to President Muhammadu Buhari as Nigeria Governors Forum pays him homage. Senate President Bukola Saraki promises to accelerate passage of existing vacancies in Federal Civil Service Prohibition Bill when Senate resumes in September. And in a move to reduce the trend of medical tourism from Nigeria, NNPC set to revitalize its 52 clinics across Nigeria. Hello and a warm welcome. This is NTA Network News. I am Laure Bala Hassan, and in Lagos is Ademola Adeoye. The national leadership of the governing All Progressives Congress and the Opposition People's Democratic Party this Friday jointly visited President Muhammadu Buhari to formally welcome him back from his vacation in good health. This was in spite of their differences in ideology, philosophy, principles and interest. President Muhammadu Buhari described the unique event as a symbol of Nigeria's national unity. State House correspondent Adam Musambu reports.
The atmosphere in the banquet hall of the State House was calm, friendly, and indeed unique as President Muhammadu Buhari exchanged pleasantries with the visiting leadership of the governing All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party. Both were coming together for the first time in the seat of government to show solidarity with the Nigerian leader for his safe return from vacation in good health and prayed God to guide and grant him greater strength to execute his mandate in the best interests of Nigeria.
We have not only come jointly to welcome you back and wish you well. You initiated this unique day, and you are sending a message, a very clear message all over the country, that you have come back in spite of all what has happened. In spite of all the verbiage, you've come back and you are telling the people of this nation that you are president of Nigeria and all the peoples of Nigeria.
This PDP family believes that opposition is no madness. It will therefore never wish ill of anybody, let alone the person saddled with the responsibility of leading our country. So a prayer for your good health, Mr. President, we believe is a prayer for the good health of our country.
The leadership of both parties assured the president of their cooperation and support in the fight against corruption, terrorism and insurgency, kidnapping and banditry, farmers-herdsman clashes, as well as other crimes and unpatriotic acts slowing down the nation's wheels of progress.
It is our prayer in the APC that God will endow you with final, robust good health to change the trajectory of this nation and set it on the path to becoming the pride of the black world.
We assure you of our cooperation as much as the opposition can possibly give, to enable you to give your best in the process of navigating the ship of our state into a better tomorrow.
An elated President Muhammadu Buhari thanked his guests individually and collectively for their show of solidarity, describing the visit as pleasing and reassuring.
This visit signifies the unity of Nigeria. It is not a party occasion. It is not a political gathering. It is a symbol of our national unity. It is also an expression of the maturity of our democracy.
Multi-party democracy, President Buhari said, is a tried and tested form of government which must be safeguarded in the interests of all.
Opposition does not mean hostility, enmity, or antagonism. Democracy needs opposition, one which is vibrant but responsible. I am very pleased to see assembled here all shades of opinions in Nigeria. Please convey to our countrymen and women in your respective states my deep gratitude to all those who prayed for my recovery. I am imploring all Nigerians to continue praying for peace and prosperity in Nigeria.
Some chieftains of the two political parties lent their voices in support of the onerous task of ensuring a united, prosperous, stable, and peaceful Nigeria. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has formally expressed his sincere appreciation to all Nigerians for fervent prayers and goodwill extended to him while recuperating in the United Kingdom, describing it as a morale booster. This was while granting audience to members of the Nigerian Governors Forum on Solidarity visit. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu again reports that the president commended NTA for keeping him abreast with happenings in the country during his vacation.
Hello, Your Excellency. Highly mobile.
For some of the governors, this is the first time of meeting President Muhammadu Buhari in over 100 days and seeing the Nigerian leader in sound health and, as usual, in a jovial manner was fulfilling and reassuring. The chairman, Nigeria Governors Forum, Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar of Zamfara State, on behalf of the governors, expressed gratitude to God for his enormous blessings to Nigeria by preserving President Buhari to further the cause of national salvation.
You have been with us, you have been by our side, you have been giving us support we needed. Without your leadership, sincerely speaking, cannot manage the affairs of our state.
I will continue to back you in every step you take towards the oneness and welfare of this country.
President Muhammadu Buhari thanked the governors individually and collectively for positively impacting on the lives of their people.
I had plenty of time to watch television, this NTA 24, given a lot of publicity and a lot of information about the states. I'm very pleased you are all doing your best, and we are lucky our best is proving to be good enough.
He was equally appreciative of the role played by Vice President Osinbajo for keeping alive the Change Nigeria project during his vacation.
The efforts by the Vice President or the acting Vice President is commendable. He exploited his youth and intellect to be all over the place. Thank goodness I have the time to watch him on the NTA 24 hours, and I congratulate him for all that he has done.
While expressing satisfaction with the response of Nigerians for embracing his Back to Land campaign, now yielding positive results, the president, however, reminded those illegally taking the nation's wealth abroad that the fight against corruption is still on.
Those that have property there, we have started, I think, with UAE, who are not paying tax here. I hope when they sell their property there, they will bring some of the money here. We need it very badly.
The president thanked Nigerians for their goodwill, prayers, continued support and understanding.
I am very, very happy for virtually the national prayers across the country, across religions and ethnicity. People have been praying, and my morale has been raised greatly by the love shown.
All of us in Niger State, our morale is up. We're glad he's able to come back to continue the good work he has started.
When the president fell sick, Plateau also fell sick. With his support, we were able to surmount the challenges we had in the state. And today, Plateau is now very peaceful. Progress is moving on.
And I have no doubt in my mind that Nigerians are happy and we will be the better for it.
During the event, the governors offered prayers to God for the nation and its leaders. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The Alumni Association of the National Institute is lending its total support for President Muhammadu Buhari's resolve and affirmation to maintain the unity and indivisibility of the nation. A statement by President of the Association, Khalil Bolaji, also urged Nigerians to support President Buhari and the government in addressing socio-economic and security challenges facing the country, in line with this association's objective of promoting a better society. United Nations Secretary General Special Envoy for Road Safety Corps is ensuring improved service delivery. This was made known during a courtesy visit on the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, in Abuja, where the Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Commission, Boboye Oyeyemi, was also in attendance. Among issues discussed were enforcement of road safety rules and regulations and sanctions for road traffic offenders.
And we know that road safety is one of the worst scourges of the society. Nigeria has had a great initiative by implementing the Federal Road Safety Corps.
The key issue is what the envoy has said, the issue of enforcement, education, and data management for us to have a good KPI in respect of monitoring indices to show how far we are going.
A convention for road signs and signals will hold in Geneva, Switzerland next week. One of the states partnering with the federal government on achieving food sufficiency and job creation through agriculture, Taraba State, has deployed greenhouses to boost agricultural production in the country. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports that the Vice President, while inaugurating the project in Jalingo, the state capital, said the federal government will continue to support hard-working states with good focus of assisting the nation feed her people and the world, an agenda of the Buhari administration.
Being an advocate of taking opportunities, technologies presenting to move other nations forward, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the success of the greenhouse project in the state is a victory for technology. The greenhouse project, as noted, would allow an all-year-round commercial production of high-quality vegetables, tackle youth unemployment, and improve internal revenue generation of the state, and by extension, the country. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says he is elated as vegetables from the greenhouse are already being sold in other states, and more than 500 agric graduates are now gainfully employed.
I think that what we have seen here in Taraba, what we've seen with the young people working here, and what we've seen with the projects and the potential can only tell us one thing, that we haven't even started yet. When the world sees us in the next few years, no one will believe that it is the same Nigeria. This country is surely on the path to greatness.
Given the desired support by the federal government, Taraba can confidently feed the whole of Nigeria with rice.
Vice President Osinbajo inaugurated a 6.8 billion naira water project aimed at increasing water supply of about 26 million liters per day. Other project inaugurated is a 6.5 kilometers Jalingo-Kona Federal Road, which is jointly financed by the federal and state governments. Interestingly, both the Vice President and the Governor belong to different political parties, but as always emphasized by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, what matters is the welfare of the people, and that there must be collaborative efforts in achieving this, no matter the ethno-religious or political belief. In Jalingo, Taraba State, Jide Onifade, NT News.
The National Youth Caucus of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has commended President Muhammadu Buhari for the introduction of youth-friendly policies that will make them job creators rather than job seekers. At a media briefing of the caucus at the end of its national executive meeting, the APC Youth Caucus listed the Empower and the Back to Farm initiatives as some of the policies beneficial to the younger generation.
We pledge our unflinching loyalty and support to all the national organs of our party, as well as all policies of government, those that are targeted at improving the lives of the youths and all the citizens of Nigeria. In power, conditional cash transfer to the poorest of the poor, school feeding program, among others.
The Youth Caucus aligned itself with the anti-corruption stand of the present administration and distanced itself from hate speeches being promoted by who they called desperate politicians in the country. Special Jumat prayers were offered in mosques across Sokoto State for the safe return of President Muhammadu Buhari. Sheikh Muhammad Detti reports that the representative of the Sultan of Sokoto, as well as the state's Deputy Governor, Ahmed Aliu Sokoto, participated in the special prayers.
Chief Imam of Sultan Bello Mosque, Liman Malami Akwara, led the special prayer. In the special prayer, special thanks were given to Almighty for the safe return of President Muhammadu Buhari from medical trip abroad. Prayers were also offered for improved and continuous good health of the President. Similarly, prayers for sustainable peace, unity and economic development of the nation were offered. Similar prayers were offered at all the Jumat mosques across the state. In Sokoto, Sheikh Muhammad Detti, NTA News.
And you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Senate to accelerate passage of existing vacancies in Federal Civil Service Prohibition Bill. This and more after this break.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
I was distressed to notice that some of the comments, especially in the social media, have crossed our national red lines by daring to question our collective existence as a nation. This is a step too far.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Here we are.
I think this is the old drawing, no?
These are old drawings?
Yes, sir.
We should go. Email me the new drawings immediately.
I think you might want to try my glow line, sir.
Glow 4G LTE.
I thought you were about to send the chopper back for that drawing.
Why rely on anything else? These data plans are available to all new customers and existing customers who renew their plans. Dial *777#. Welcome to the new speed of life.
Nigeria is a strong emerging world economy with a population of over 170 million people. With the diligent work of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, in line with the federal government's economic diversification agenda, SON has put in place accredited laboratories to ensure that made in Nigeria products meet international standards and ready for export. SON regularly conducts products registration, certifications, factory inspections, monitoring, a metrology laboratory to get accurate measurements, while SONCAP checks the conformity of imported products and the SON Legal Act to prosecute offenders. Don't sell and don't buy substandard products. Before you buy, look well. See something, say something, or call these numbers. SON, improving life through standards.
Want to buy Indomie noodles? Please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, it's not Indomie. Don't call it Indomie. Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy our delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste.
Taste
difference? Yes, difference is in the taste. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you. The Governor of Sokoto State, Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambuwal CFR, Mutawalin Sokoto, Deputy Governor of Sokoto State, overseeing Ministry of Works and Transport, Alhaji Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto, Honorable Minister of Transportation, Right Honorable Chibuke Rotimi Amechi, CON, Honorable Minister of State Aviation, Senator Hadi Sureka, and the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Transportation, cordially invites the Honorable Commissioners for Transport in the 36 states, the FCT Transport Secretary, Permanent Secretaries of Transport Ministry, Chief Executives of Transportation Parastatals, Directors of Transport, and all stakeholders to the 15th National Council on Transportation meeting. Theme: Efficiency of Intermodalism in Transportation. Panacea for Economic Recovery. Holding as follows. Date: Monday 28th to Wednesday 30th August 2017. Venue: Giginya Kora Hotel, Sokoto, Sokoto State. Time: 8:30 a.m. daily. Signed: Alhaji Mukhtar Umar Magori, Chief of Staff, Chairman, Local Organizing Committee. Announcer.
The Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
Rivers State Governor, His Excellency Nyesom Ezewo-Wike CON, GSSRS, on behalf of the government and people of Rivers State, is happy to welcome the governors of the South, South, and Southeast State to a crucial meeting of the governors holding on Sunday, 27th August 2017. Venue: Government House, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Time: 7 p.m. May the Almighty God bless you and grant you journey mercies as you come to Rivers State. Signed, His Excellency Nyesom Ezewo-Wike CON, GSSRS, Governor of Rivers State.
Rafael Benitez steer his beloved Magpies to victory against Slaven Village and his mighty East London Hammers. The world's most wanted league, Newcastle versus West Ham, Saturday, 26 August on Kwese Free Sports for the fan.
Welcome back. This is NTA Network News. And now to the legislature. Senate President Bukola Saraki says that the Senate will accelerate the passage of the existing vacancies in the Federal Civil Service Prohibition Bill once it resumes in September. The Senate President notes that the bill, currently due for second reading, will be given priority as one of the Senate's legislative interventions to curb the increasing rates of illegal recruitment into federal government agencies and parastatals. He added that the bill introduced by Senator representing Ekiti South Federal Constituency Biodun Olujimi will promote integrity and transparency in the recruitment of personnel into the federal civil service by making it an offense for a federal ministry, agency or parastatal to fill existing vacancies in their organizations if such vacancies have not been publicly advertised. The bill also aims to ensure compliance with the federal character principle. And the House of Representatives Committee on Diaspora has met with the Canadian High Commissioner to initiate a mechanism between Nigerians and the Canadian government on protection of Nigerians in the diaspora. National Assembly correspondent Ifeanyi Ezumba reports.
Nigeria and Canada have come a long way in their diplomatic relations, especially in the protection of lives and rights of citizens of both countries. Chairman, House Committee on Diaspora, Representative Rita Oji, who highlighted and appreciated the cordial relationship between the two countries, urged the Canadian government to continue to provide a veritable platform for Nigerians in the country.
For the purpose of harnessing their potentials, for their protection, for assisting them to liaise and be the face of Nigeria wherever they live.
And Nigerians who are visiting Canada to study or work add the fabric of our country and make it stronger. And our Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau, has been heard saying many times that in Canada, diversity is our strength.
He also said they will work together with Nigerian government to diversify in agriculture and other sectors to boost economy. From the National Assembly, Ifani Ezumba, NT News.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says the Federal Character Commission should embark on enlightenment campaign to sensitize Nigerians on the Commission's activities in a bid to create a better understanding of the mandate of the Commission. The minister stated this in Abuja when he received members of the Commission. Anthony Forson reports.
The minister told the secretary of the Commission that it is important for Nigerians to know and appreciate what the Commission's mandate is.
It's gladdening to note here that the objective and the mandate of the Commission goes far beyond just ensuring that there's a balance and there's equity and there's fairness in representation in the federal ministries and parastatals.
He maintained that adequate and equitable representation in federal institutions gives the people a sense of belonging and creates confidence in them about government.
It's important that we change the perception and the mindset of the people about the Federal Character Commission. And to do so, you must invest in advocacy, you must invest in interaction, you must invest in publicity. It's very, very important.
In his remarks, Secretary of the Commission told the minister that the Commission is currently engaged in promoting the core mandate of the Commission, which has to do with the distribution of socio-economic amenities and infrastructure across the country.
One of the most critical aspects in our federation is to ensure that there is even spread of amenities, even spread of infrastructure to drive development, to spur economic growth, and then we can have extensive economic growth that is not only public sector oriented but is private sector oriented.
The secretary, however, frowned at the concentration of infrastructural development to a few cosmopolitan cities, saying infrastructure must be properly spread. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
And talking health, the Kwara State government has deployed a team of medical personnel and drugs to Oroago General Hospital to contain the epidemic that has claimed over 70 lives. Iyabode Olorunshola reports that a Lassa fever victim in the area has been treated.
Within the last 2 months, over 50 Fulani settlements in the suburb of Oroago in Ifelodu local government area of Kwara State have been hit by an unidentified disease which left over 70 people dead. Responding to the situation, the Kwara State government, led by the Commissioner for Health, Suleiman Alege, deployed a medical team to the local government to treat victims.
We've been to other settlements and other places to do community outreach, to do pooling efforts on the basis of the issues on the ground.
The commissioner assured the people of Oroago that renovation and redeployment of health personnel to the town's general hospital will soon commence. Isolation centers have also been established at Ukiode and Umaron General Hospital, which is closer to Oroago. The traditional ruler of Oroago, Oba Johnson Olariwaju Dada, and the Jowuro of Oroago, Alhaji Umoru Ibrahim Sori, both appreciated the state government for the intervention. Iyabode Olorunshola, NTA News.
It was a double tragedy for internally displaced persons at Wasa camp in Abuja when fire outbreak resulted in severe burns. Succor has, however, come the way of the victims as the Federal Commissioner National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, visited them at the Intensive Care Trauma Center of the National Hospital. Murjana to Adam Saeed reports.
The evening of Sunday, 20th August 2017, reminded 6 internally displaced persons at the Wasa IDP camp Durumi of the ugly scenario that brought them to the camp in the first place. Unlike the one in their homes, however, this terror is accidental as a leak fuel from a generator which was said to have led to the fire outbreak. In all, 6 persons were affected, including the father of the children. 2 of the children have been discharged from the hospital, while 3 are responding to treatment. While on a visit to the National Trauma Center, the Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Sadia Umar Farouk, pledges government support.
And also do all the other necessary arrangements to see that these people survive this incident.
They are responding to treatment so far. They look more lively presently.
Sadia Umar Farouk re-emphasized that the Commission is determined to execute in its mandate of providing assistance and protection to all those concerned. In Abuja, Murjana to Adam Saeed, NTA News.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, is set to revitalize its 52 clinics across the country. The Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Mekanti Baru, says the initiative is to reduce the trend of medical tourism from Nigeria. Dr. Baru, while welcoming the Indian High Commissioner to NNPC, told the guest that the NNPC was already discussing with some Indian healthcare providers to come help grow the capacity of its medical staff.
The government-to-government contracts have been increased from 2 to 3 this year, in this season, with 32,000 barrels per day contracts. This is to reflect the deepening relationship between Nigeria and India.
Our relationship is very diverse, covering the entire spectrum of our engagement, which includes commercial and economic engagement, whether it is, and then defense cooperation, as well as in the field of culture and other areas.
The High Commissioner reiterated India's readiness to expand a diverse collaboration in economic, trade, commerce and security. Workers in the electricity sector have received an agreement with distribution companies across the country to address various anti-labor and inhuman treatment of workers in the sector. In Abuja, the National Union of Electricity Employees and the Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies signed a condition of service agreement with the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. The 2 unions said this will ensure that the electricity distribution companies adhere to labor laws of Nigeria.
Out of 11 discos, this is the second disco at this stage. And so I wanted to take this as an encouragement to continue to do more.
We are trying to create space where dissenting views from employees should come out because they are a positive input into the transformation.
While commending the power sector players for better welfare of its members, union leaders appealed to members to abide with the agreements and work towards effective generation, distribution and supply of electricity in Nigeria. To win the war against substandard products in the country, Nigerians, irrespective of class, age or social status, have been asked to collaborate with the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, and other regulatory agencies. This was the position of the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun, and the Director of SON, Osita Anthony, at a seminar for dealers and manufacturers of electrical and electronics appliances in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Lukman Adejesu completes the report.
Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Bimbo Ashiru, stated that the resultant effects of manufacturing and patronizing substandard products range from loss of lives and properties as well as revenue to the government. He added that the proliferation of low-quality electrical and electronic products discourage investment and entrepreneurship.
You see, some people are doing this out of greed, and because they want to make money, they produce substandard products.
He reiterated the commitment of the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun, to partner with organizations to ensure safety and sanity in the industry. The Director of Operations, Standards Organization of Nigeria, Felix Nyado, warned manufacturers of substandard goods to desist from such acts, as the organization has zero tolerance to goods that fall short of set industrial standards.
To have a substandard electrical cable in your house, your life is at risk, the life of your families is at risk.
After this program, we go into implementation and compliance. The theme of the seminar was effects of substandard electrical and electronic products to life and economy and sustainability strategies of marketing electrical and electronic products and getting the best alternative energy. Lukman Adefeso, NTA News.
Collective efforts towards sustainable provision of infrastructure and empowerment for the inclusion of less privileged in the society dominated discussion at a show symposium in Abuja. Musa Abubakar reports.
United Nations Development Programme ranked Nigeria 152 in its Human Development Index. This implies a decline in socio-economic well-being of the citizenry attributed to lack of economic opportunities. In an effort to change the narrative in line with sustainable development goals, the Osasu Show Symposium brought together players from the public and private sectors to discuss and find ways of realizing inclusive development, taking cognizance of demographic dividends.
You need to look at the issue of good transportation network.
Create wealth for our people.
We will be launching about 6 to 10 locomotives.
We are in this for better and for worse, in sickness and in health, in recession and in economic bloom.
Discussants dwelled on the role of politics and infrastructure in ending poverty in Nigeria, with the expectation that solutions proffered will have a far-reaching effect if implemented. In Abuja, Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
Nasarawa State government says it will sustain the robust partnership with the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, for effective information dissemination on its programs and policies as cornerstone for economic development. Governor Tanko Almakura said this while inspecting progress of work on NTA Lafia Access Road. Joshua Ojito has details.
In addition to facilitating access to NTA Lafia, which prides itself as the Pathfinder station, the road will open a new corridor for many communities in the axis. Inspecting the project, Governor Umaru Tanko Almakura said the road will be completed before the end of the year. He commended staff of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, for hard work and urged them to sustain it.
I would like to pledge to you the donation of a bus. This is just the beginning. We are only paying back for the efforts we have done at the time when the state...
General Manager of NTA Lafia, Hamza Musa Makarfi, assured the state government that NTA Lafia will sustain its role in disseminating information on programs and policies of the state government.
We are here to promote Nigeria's quest for economic development.
Meanwhile, Governor Al-Makura met with the Emir of Lafia, Alhaji Isa Mustafa Agwe I, and identified the role of traditional rulers in nation building, urging them to sustain robust consultations and dialogue with their subjects on the need to live in peace. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Let's now join Ademola in Lagos with more reports. Hello, Ademola.
Hello, Laura. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. The Lagos State Government has commenced sale of its lake rice at approved retail outlets across the state. Nosa Osula reports that there was high turnout of residents as they thronged designated sale centers to buy the lake rice in preparation for the Eid al-Kabir.
Lake rice is a product of the joint agricultural venture between Lagos State and Kebbi State governments, designed to ensure food security and showcase Nigeria's ability to become a rice-producing nation. The Director of Technical Services, Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority, said that the government was fulfilling its promise of giving residents a blissful Eid el-Kabir.
It's a continuous thing, and the populace will not at any point in time say that they don't have supply of rice.
We call them in 20s. What you do is you pay with your ATM. No cash, nothing.
At the Agege sales point, trailers were seen loaded with the produce, while a crowd queued at the center to purchase the rice.
I came here in the early hours of today to get lake rice, but fortunately I find it very convenient.
We got here in the morning. We are asked to register our names, and the thing was quite orderly.
The prices of the products have not changed. A 50-kilogram bag sells for 12,000 naira, while each bag of the 25-kilogram and 10-kilogram are being sold for 6,000 naira and 2,500 naira respectively. In Lagos, Nusa Osula, NTA News.
A renowned researcher, Professor Maurice Iwu, says most Nigerian foods have ingredients that are medicinal and can guarantee the well-being of Nigerians. He said this at a forum organized by the Model Herbal Clinic of the Department of University. Joy Ken Abakoya has the details.
It is estimated that over 70% of Africans and Nigerians rely on traditional medicine for their basic health needs. This is mostly due to culture, cost, and availability. The recent scientific support of the medicinal uses of herbs has also given it a boost. The lecture, tagged Herbs for Health, Application and Development, is to create more awareness on the benefits of these natural ingredients and discuss ways to combine them with orthodox treatment to produce best results.
Many of our plants have these antibiotic properties. Many of them have antihypertensive. Many of them antioxidants.
Professor of Pharmacognosy Maurice Iwu took participants through the many health benefits of Nigerian herbs. Professor Iwu emphasized that the efficacy of traditional medicine has been proven through reverse pharmacology.
If you eat anything that is cultivated or processed outside Nigeria, you are taking a risk, because regardless of how good the food is, it must be preserved when it comes from outside. So it is in our own interest, health interest, not economy, for us to only patronize and eat things that are produced, grown and cultivated in Nigeria.
Other speakers at the event say the traditional medicine sector is a source of revenue generation for the nation if properly harnessed. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakoya, NTA News.
And now to business news. High interest rate and double-digit inflation identify as bane to economic growth as the Central Bank of Nigeria introduced 2 new non-interest banking instruments. For these and other stories, let's join Abolade Salami on our business news segment.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on the business news segment. In a bid to create a conducive atmosphere for small and medium-scale enterprises to thrive, government have been urged to work with the private sector to ensure more reduction in the exchange rate as well as the interest rate. President, Nigeria Institute of Management Chartered, Professor Munzali Jubril, in an interview with Business News said low interest rates will encourage spending and investment, consequently leads to high aggregate demand and economic growth.
The exchange rate, the inflation rate, and the interest rate, I think government should work hard to bring these down considerably.
So every Nigerian must be enlightened to know that solving the challenges of this country are not for the government alone, but every Nigerian must be committed to salvaging our country.
The effort of the government in repositioning Nigeria's economy to the path of growth and prosperity is producing positive results. This economic growth, according to the Executive Director of Market Operations and Technology, Nigerian Stock Exchange, Ade Bajomo, has significantly brought about more investors participating in the capital markets.
I mean, if you take the recent or the latest statistics, you know, the participation of local investors is about 54%. I mean, foreign investors make the other bit. Out of that 54%, 65% of that is institutional, 35% is retail. As we see the economy improving, we are seeing more and more participation.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, in its efforts to aid liquidity management and deepen a more vibrant financial system, has introduced 2 new financial instruments known as Funding for Liquidity Facility for access by non-interest financial institutions under its regulation. Time now to check closing figures on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange today. At the close of Friday's equities, investors' confidence rose as the all-share index closed at 36,646.46 points. Market capitalization stood at 12.6 trillion naira, while volume of shares traded finished at 422,488 million shares, valued at 3.24 billion naira at 3,618 deals. International bureaus with 2 naira 5 kobo gain led the gainers table to close at 34 naira 5 kobo per share, closely followed by Nigerian bureaus with 2 naira to close at 188 naira. Mobile with 10 naira 57 kobo loss led the losers table, followed by Unilever with 1 naira 5 kobo depreciation to close at 12 naira 8 kobo per share. And that ends business news segment. The news continues shortly. Please stay with us.
You're still watching NTA Network News. We now take a break for some messages, after which the news continues from Abuja. Stay with us.
So tell somebody to tell everybody to come join Maya, baby. And they bring too much sauce. No mega music talk. It's gonna be a mad over your 10.
You're ready to win a show stoppers.
I'm your host for the biggest show ever.
If you miss the store, you're gonna miss everything. So join me, guys. Let's turn up.
We'll be storming across Nigeria. I won't be anywhere else.
Everyone who is anyone is going to be there.
All Nigeria's A-list musicians.
One big stage.
Live and direct.
Glow Mega Music Tour all over Nigeria.
So watch out, because we dey come.
Let's go!
It's the Glow Mega Music Tour with your favorite anchors and special guest stars. It's gonna be untamed. Text music and your preferred location to 207. Use 2,000 Naira Glow airtime in 1 month to stand in line for your free ticket. So what are you waiting for? The Glow Mega Music Tour.
Glow Unlimited.
Discover the liquid freshness of Center Fresh chewing gum that you feel. And others too. Center Fresh.
River State Governor, His Excellency Nyesom Ezewo-Wike, CON, GSSRS, on behalf of the government and people of River State, is happy to welcome the governors of the South, South and Southeast State to a crucial meeting of the governors holding on Sunday, 27th August 2017. Venue, Government House, Port Harcourt, River State. Time, 7 p.m. May the Almighty God bless you and grant you journey mercies as you come to River State. Signed, His Excellency Nyesom Ezewo-Wike, CON, GSSRS, Governor of River State.
University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws. National regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC as an agency is indeed doing so much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of fake drugs and unwholesome products.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. Many thanks for rejoining us on NTA Network News. Federal Accounts Allocation Committee holds retreat in Akwa Ibom State. Let's join Adobe in Port Harcourt for details of this and a story on agricultural greenhouses. Hello, Adobe.
Hello, Laura. Good evening and welcome to Port Harcourt. Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosu, has stressed the need for fiscal discipline, improved revenue generation and efficient utilization of resources in order to put the nation's economy on the path of sustainable growth and development. The minister made this known at a two-day retreat of the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee held in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. Jenny Bassi has the details.
Represented by the Permanent Secretary Dr. Mahmoud Issa Dutsi, said the retreat is apt as it is designed to acquaint participants with the specialized activities and operations of the Federation account. Dr. Issa Dutsi noted that Federal Ministry of Finance will ensure all tiers of government are well informed to render financial services in the most transparent manner.
We are going to look at how it can become more effective, and this obviously would have salutary effect on the economy as a whole.
Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel, represented by the Deputy Moses Ekpo, while declaring open the retreat, charged participants to come up with a sharing formula that will put smiles on the faces of Nigerians.
A sharing formula should be weighted more toward the state and the local government councils than the practice today.
Some stakeholders who spoke said the retreat will afford participants opportunity to discuss current issues bordering on revenue generation and refocus attention on quality investment in the real sector of the economy. In Uyo, Jenny Bassi, NTA News.
Towards ensuring food sufficiency for indigents and residents of Akwa Ibom, the state government has set up greenhouses for the cultivation of a variety of food crops. Inspecting the project and a cattle ranch in Oran local government area, the governor said his government is determined to make Akwa Ibom an economic hub through agriculture. Clement Barikui has the details.
Inspecting the tomato and cucumber greenhouses located along the Akwa Ibom International Airport Road, Governor Udom Emmanuel re-echoed the commitment of his administration to execute projects that will impact the life of the common man. Governor Emmanuel maintained that apart from making food affordable and available in the state, the greenhouses project is geared at technology transfer, as Akwa Ibom indigenes working there will be equipped to set up their own at the end of their training.
So it's going to be a full value chain. From that we'll go into storage, but let's first of all even plant and let even the price of food be affordable to people.
The whole idea of a greenhouse is to control your outside factors, which like wind and temperature and so on, and control it inside.
The tomato and cucumber greenhouses, as well as the cattle ranch, are among the initiatives of the Governor Udom-led administration aimed at poverty alleviation and wealth creation. From Uran local government area, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
That's it from here. Back to you, Larry, for the rest of the news.
Many thanks, Adobe. Arts and culture enthusiasts from across Africa will savor the best of Nigerian arts and crafts as the African Arts and Craft Expo opens in Abuja on Sunday. Inspecting progress of work, Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture, Otumba Olusegun Runshewe said this year's expo will launch Nigeria's arts and crafts sector into the global dateline. Elizabeth Banu reports.
The prominence of Nigeria as the melting point of Africa comes to light as the African Arts and Craft Expo opens in Abuja this Sunday. Already, the National Emergency Management Agency, fire service as well as security and conveniences are in place, while the stage and pavilions are almost completed. Taking journalists round the venue, the Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Otumba Olusegun Runshewe, says participants and visitors will experience the best of Nigeria's hospitality. The National Council for Arts and Culture will provide free medical checkups, skills acquisition, and traditional hairstyle. Otumba Runshewe also announced a change of the calendar for the African Arts and Craft Expo.
We have one of the best weather in the world. So why are we keeping it? So AFAC will come sometimes in April, May. Today we want to make a statement that the way exhibitions are being carried out all over the world, I want to set a pace, I want to set a standard that Nigerian want to have a new beginning.
He's optimistic that AFAC will attract between $2 to $3 million in the first 1 week of the event. Elizabeth Banu, NTA News.
We have more reports after this timeout. Don't go away.
Okay, sir. You may now go in for your interview.
Thank you. My shoe. And to think I just bought this very expensive foreign shoe 2 months ago.
So sorry about your shoes. This is why I advise my friends to always patronize made in Nigeria products. See this shoe. It's made in Nigeria and I've had it for 2 years and it's still as good as the day I bought it.
Made in Nigeria products are good quality, and stringent government regulations and certification now mean that goods made in Nigeria meet international standards. Make the patriotic choice today. Buy right. Buy made in Nigeria.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Welcome back. Up next is news trending across the globe, and Obiageli Ugoke is our guide.
You're welcome to the foreign news segment. South African Judge Sheila Mafolidi gives verdict on the case of 2 white farmers accused of forcing a black man into coffin. Political parties have organized anti-racist protests outside the court, demanding for justice. The men face charges of kidnapping and assaulting a 27-year-old Victor in August at a farm settlement in South Africa. And Angola's ruling MPLA party has taken a commanding lead in the country's parliamentary election. Electoral Commission say the party has received 64.57% of the votes in the first batch of results. And the former Thai PM Yingluck Shinawatra has fled abroad ahead of a verdict in her trial over a rice subsidy scheme. Sources in her party say she made this decision to leave unexpectedly shortly before she was due to appear at the Supreme Court on negligence charges. Moving on, Texas is bracing itself for Hurricane Harvey, the worst storm to hit the U.S. mainland in 12 years. The Category 3 storm currently in the Gulf of Mexico is expected to make landfall along the state's central coast. The National Hurricane Center warned that torrential rain and storm surges could bring life-threatening flooding to the Houston and surrounding area. And that concludes this package. The news continues.
And next is a quick check on the weather prospects for Saturday.
It's nice to have you join us on another forecast for Friday. The temporary drop in 90-day position is expected to infuse more convective activities over most central parts of the country in the next 24 hours. Now let's see how this is going to play out as we approach the weekend. We expect isolated thunderstorms to affect part of southern Maiduguri in the early hours of the day, while some parts of Abuja and other parts of Ilorin and Yewa axis should also have some isolated thunderstorms in late hours of the morning. Elsewhere, we expect cloudy conditions to prevail mostly. In the afternoon.
And that's NTA Network News on a day that the leadership of both APC and PDP jointly visited President Muhammadu Buhari to formally welcome him back from vacation in good health. A special documentary on APC giant strides in Kano State comes up tonight at 10:05, shortly after the network news. All NTA stations are advised to hook up. And that wraps up the news tonight. I am Laure Bala Hassan. Good night.